Welcome to Mindful Living for Life with Nurse Stacy. Today's topic is blueprint in motion, talking about rhythm, presence, resets, and structure. I am bringing it all together. My energetic blueprint. Oh, yes, I'm going to share my energetic blueprint, and I'm excited to share this with you. It's something deeply personal. It's my full energetic blueprint. And this is a result of reflections, experimentation, and recalibration. And I hope it gives you inspiration for your own journey as well. In the episodes that I did previous to this, episodes 1 through 4, I talked about energetic blueprint as the first topic, conscious embodiment, quantum recalibration, and energetic architecture. Now, I'm sharing what my blueprint looks like. I've been mapping my energetic blueprint, my personal settings, the way God designed me to be. And here's what I'm noticing in this season. Now, I say season on purpose because my blueprint is a living document. It's ever evolving, it's not set in stone. It's a draft in motion. It's flexible, a flexible framework, and I keep refining it. It's not a law, it flexes with life. And I'm learning as I go, and I'm walking this path with you one day at a time. Now, these terms are foreign to some, and to some it will resonate because the terms are understood by some people. And I want to say it in a way that where everybody can understand how this is and how this all comes together. Now, in the last month, I noticed I feel more like myself at 9 a.m. on Tuesdays when I'm teaching and learning about health and wellness with my co host, Deetra Covington, and the others who join us on the Grand Rising Elizabeth show. This space actually lightens me up. I feel so good when I'm in that space because that's when my energy is really on high. And so being consistent also with eating healthy and moving my body gives me energy. Also, when I'm helping someone and I'm thinking about the goodness of God, that also brings me energy. It's something I can actually feel good about. Now, on the other hand, what drains me is pretty consistent too. When the children aren't listening to me, doing what they should do, it absolutely sucks my energy. I sometimes say to them, "You taking the air out of my lungs." And that's the way it feels sometimes, like I just stopped breathing. And also when people ask to borrow money from me, those moments pull on my reserves, draining my energy, and ooh wee. It is a total energy suck. But I can say even that shifts and changes at times too. So there's some days and weeks where I can actually carry that better. And another part of my energetic blueprint is I am definitely an early bird. And I mentioned the time frame that I usually use from like 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. But after that, I need to take about an hour to regroup. I work best in 60-minute increments or sprints and 30-minute breaks. I'm also a finisher. I like to single task and complete what I start. If I leave something half done, it's hard for me to jump back in. It might take me a week or two to get back to it. I actually don't want to begin anything new until that particular thing is finished. It doesn't mean that I won't begin anything new. It's just that I don't want to jump into anything new until that thing is finished. And I also prefer working alone without interruptions. I remember when I used to work for this particular company, and I'd be doing my work and I'd be all in, getting the work done and feeling good about what I'm doing. And all of a sudden, someone would walk up to me and say, "You got a minute? You got a minute?" It would throw my concentration off. And that would take me a long time to get back to it. And ooh wee, if that didn't just throw me off. And on the other hand, I enjoy collaborating when there's a meeting or a call that I need to get on. I'm just not like inclusive or seclusive. But I also noticed that I begin shutting down about 7 p.m. in the evening, and I absolutely want to be completely shut down by 9 p.m. Another thing I notice about me is I am also sensitive to sounds that feel defensive or dramatized. Sounds like the music sounds of a scary movie or action-packed movie. It rubs my energy the wrong way. Also, I don't like conflict in the family. Downtime and honesty are non-negotiables for me. If someone is lying and stealing, it's an absolute non negotiable. And when that happens, I can tell I'm out of alignment. And also, there's three other ways I can really tell that I'm out of alignment. And that's when my body feels stiff from not exercising, because I love exercising, but sometimes I just don't do it enough. And also, when I'm not eating nutrient dense foods and when skipping self care, it makes me absolutely moody. Then I have to regroup and center myself with things like prayer and meditation, getting back into the exercising and just nourishing myself with simple, nourishing foods. Now, with my conscious embodiment practices that I do daily or the small routines that I do, I practice living in my body on purpose. So, more than a few days during the week, I notice that I'm breathing shallow, my shoulders rev up toward my ears, and stress be running the show. That tells me I need both control and recovery. So then I'll take like these 4 to 6 breathing tools that I use where I inhale for 4 seconds, hold and for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 6 seconds. And then that helps me regroup. And I also do a brain dump to help me figure out what it is that's bothering me. Then I give myself 5 minutes to just relax, drop my shoulders, focus on my breath, pray, and stay with it for about a minute or two. And then my mood changes, it shifts. These are all small routines I return to during the day or during, the day I do breath checks and check my posture, reset. And like I say, do a quiet prayer. Now, I don't chase perfect because I'm not by no means perfect. I practice presence and let everything evolve from there. So, quantum recalibration patterns and tools I use when I'm trying to reset is very helpful, especially when I need to shift a limited belief that tries to creep in on me. Now, I have to shift it or it will drain me completely. So I keep a few quick resets ready. So if I catch myself holding my breath or hiking up my shoulders, I just breathe and soften. If my mind is racing or I'm reading a book and I notice I'm reading the same lines over and over, I'll pause and refocus. And if I'm micro procrastinating or not doing something like taking a bathroom break, doing that wiggle thing, like I just, gotta just keep doing what I'm doing because I need to go, I get up and go just so I can have some peace. And also, it makes me snappy and irritable and defensive. Or I start, or when I start having to explain myself to people, I just take a pause and I use temperance and ask myself, what matters to me most here? That simple question moves me from reacting to relating or responding in the right way. Along the way, I shifted some of my limited beliefs and I went from saying I have to push myself through everything to saying I can take a short pause because what it actually does is to help me reset a lot faster. And I went from saying I must answer right now when somebody's asking me a question to I can buy a minute and respond better, especially when my grandson asked me if he could go to his friend's house right after he get home from school. That's not a good thing. But another limiting belief I squashed is I went from saying and believing a no is selfish to saying and believing a clear no protects my yes. I decided that if something isn't a clear yes, it's a no. I have also made this my new personal boundary rule, meaning I only want to commit to things that feel obviously aligned and everything else I decline to protect my time, protect my energy, and my peace. So, lastly, I went from saying and thinking rest is earned to knowing rest is fuel. Have you ever heard people say sleep or rest is overrated? I'll sleep when I'm dead. Well, I no longer believe that anymore at all. I absolutely know now that rest and sleep is fuel. Give me my fuel, give me my energy. Now, I got to say, these shifts didn't happen at once. However, I can say they keep deepening day by day. Now, when it comes to my energetic architecture, how I structure my energy during the day or during the week, my mornings is definitely protected. I set time to sit, think, and meditate, and I don't let anyone interrupt it. Evenings are for winding down alone. I need about 60 to 90 minutes to get behind a closed door so I could settle my system down. Now, my weekend rhythm starts on Friday when I choose not to work on certain things. And Saturday is for what I want to do. Whatever I say I want to do, I do. And Sunday is my reset day. I set clear boundaries. I set times because it's sacred to me. If someone starts to drain my energy, I get quiet or step into another room. I reorganize my office with candles and a diffuser and music just to help me focus and re energize. And when I feel drained, I clear clutter, drink water, and go to bed on time. Now, on low energy days, I give myself permission to take a nap. Sometimes I don't, but on those days I do. And I'm working more and more on moving my body and moving it on a regular basis. It's all about structure, the structure that allows me to believe. So when I hold all this open with open hands, it means that I'm committed to not being clinging on to things. I am able to be flexible, non grasping stewardship, and willing to adjust my routines and plans as season energy or as God changes it. I'm holding my blueprint with open hands, committed to what serves me now, willing to revise as God guides and life unfolds. So the process I basically used is I was piecing it all together by just noticing these patterns, experimenting with tools or journaling and observing the shifts that happened after that. Some things worked immediately and some things took some time, and I'm still working on them daily, and that's okay. I don't want anyone to think by any means that discovering my energetic blueprint was a walk or is a walk in a park. It's not a walk in the park. There are days when there is struggle to do these things. It takes a lot of work and focus to stay on track and to make sure that I uphold these things that are so dear to me. That makes me who I am. These things that are so dear to me, that makes me who I am. In fact, there are times in particular when I struggle being consistent with working out and eating nutritious foods the way I feel I should. And it's unsettling because it's something that I think about every single day. It never leaves my mind. And the reason it doesn't leave my mind is because I lost my grandmother and my mother to dementia. And there are so many other people I know who have encountered preventable illnesses and ailments who have actually died from them as a result of not eating the proper nutrients. So, developing this habit and sticking to it will ease my mind when I'm actually doing it on a regular basis. I know it's going to help me because I know when I do things on a regular basis like that, it helps me so much. So, yeah, that's my energetic blueprint as it looks today. Dynamic, not rigid. It's a living map that I'm consistently revising with grace. I'm constantly giving myself grace. And we are all on this journey together, learning in real time and taking it one day at a time, developing habits that can be enjoyed. That's my real struggle. developing these habits that can be enjoyed. So today, my living energetic blueprint guides how I set goals. It guides how I meet and respond to challenges and the way I nurture myself, care for my energy, and I'm refining it, like I said, day by day. So I'm hoping that me sharing my blueprint shows you that designing your energy is also possible. So in the next episode, I'll guide you to create your own energetic blueprint and show you how simple, intentional steps you can use that can actually start reshaping your life. So I like to say, if any of this resonates with you, and if you have not already done so, why don't you go ahead and hit the thumbs up? Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video. So until next time, love, peace, and blessings.